The Capital One Savor One card with excellent credit versus the American Express Gold card. Which one is truly better? And quick disclaimer, obviously the American Express Gold card is more known for a travel credit card. So if your team travel, that card might fit you better. And the Savor One card with excellent credit is more known for a cash back card. So you may get more value from that card if your team cash back. But in this video, I want to talk about the true value of each card and which one truly gives you the most value depending on how you use it. Let's get into it. So let's start off with the annual fee for each card, which this will be an easy category simply because the Savor One card with excellent credit does not have an annual fee, and the American Express Gold card has an annual fee of $325. And yes, that's right. You may remember it for $250, but it has had a refresh, which I did a video on that, which you could check out after this one, where I actually talk about the new updates to the American Express Gold card. So the Savor One with excellent credit obviously wins this category of the annual fees because it doesn't have an annual fee. But the American Express Gold card, let's not count it out yet because you still do get welcome bonuses for both these cards, and there's many other credits that you can gain from these cards. So overall, it could still come out on top. Currently, at the time of filming this video, the Savor One card with excellent credit is offering a $200 cash bonus whenever you spend $500 within the first 3 months of opening this card, which is a very good welcome bonus in my own opinion, simply because you should easily be able to spend $500 in 3 months on just regular living, not going out of your natural spending habit. But the American Express Gold card at the time of filming this video has a limited time offer of 90,000 MR points that I can find consistently on the website. Obviously, they do always run to 60,000 points, but the one that I could find consistently on the website is 90,000 points. And there are some creators that actually found a deal going on right now, currently at the time of filming this video, for 100,000 MR points, but I cannot find that one consistently. So in this video, we will be referring to the 90,000 points bonus simply because that's the one I could find consistently. So throughout the remainder of the video, that's what we will be referring to when we talk about the welcome bonus for the American Express Gold card. But in order to get that 90,000 MR points welcome bonus, you have to be able to spend $6,000 within the first 6 months of opening the card. That's a little bit more difficult than the welcome bonus from the Savor One card with excellent credit. And by the way, for the remainder of the video, I just will be referring to that as Savor One card, but the reason why I felt like I had to say with excellent credit, that is the credit card that you actually get the welcome bonus. If you got the Savor One card with good credit, you don't get a welcome bonus. So when I'm referring to the Savor One card, I'm referring to the Savor One card with excellent credit from here on out throughout the video. And at the time of filming this video, the American Express Gold card is also offering 20% back in statement credits at restaurants in the first 6 months up to $100. But say you wanted to redeem those points, but in a statement credit, that would be $640 that you can get from everything that the American Express Gold card is offering, as far as if you were to redeem these points for a statement credit. But say you were to redeem those 90,000 MR points at certain transfer partners, then you can value that redemption at 1 cent per point depending on how you redeem it, but that total will come out to be $900 in value. But say you were to take that 20% statement credit that you're given at restaurants for the first 6 months and you add that $100 to it, then you can have $1,000 worth of value. But there's more to this. But in order to get all that value from the American Express Gold card, you would have to spend $6,500, and that's in a time limit because you only have 6 months to spend that amount of money in order to get all that value from the American Express Gold card, which is okay for some people who have a plan, but for the majority, most people don't spend that much within 6 months. But on the other hand, for the Savor One, all you have to do is spend $500 within the first 3 months, and that's not that difficult to do. Obviously, I know some people don't spend that much, but I honestly don't know many people that don't spend $500 naturally within 3 months. And as long as you use the Savor One card, you will get that welcome bonus of $200. So as far as the welcome bonus category, the American Express Gold card will win this category. So this next category will be the APR. Which credit card has the best terms? For the Savor One, your intro APR will be be 0% for the first 15 months, but after that 15 months, it can go anywhere between 19.99% up to 29.99%. So that is decent compared to the American Express Gold Card, because the American Express Gold Card starts off the gate at 21.24% up to 29.24%. So you don't have any 0% intros or anything like that for any amount of months or any amount of time at all. So I would say that the Savor One wins this category. And not only that, if we jump back to the welcome bonus, remember you have to spend $6,000 on the American Express Gold Card before you can get that welcome bonus, meaning you will have to spend $6,000 on a credit card, and that means you have to pay that off as well. The same with the Savor One, but you only have to spend $500 within 3 months. So it's a lot easier to pay that $500 off before you even get any interest, because you have the first 15 months with 0% interest. When the American Express Gold Card, the interest kick in immediately. So that interest of 21.24% up to 29.24% will be tacked on to that $6,000 if you don't pay it off within a timely fashion. So as for the multiplier category, the American Express Gold Card gets 4x at restaurants, 4x at US supermarkets, 3x on flights, 2x on hotels, and 1x everywhere else. And as for the Savor One, you get 5% cash back at hotels and also rental cars. You also get 3% cash back at restaurants, US supermarkets, and also entertainment and streaming, and 1% back on everything else. In order to determine which one gives you the best value, it will heavily depend on how you redeem your MR points from the American Express Gold Card. But let me explain why. So for this example, we will use the restaurants category simply because it's the most commonly used category. And remember, the American Express Gold Card, you get 4x points at restaurants, and as far as the Savor One, you get 3% cash back at restaurants. So say you spent $300 a month at restaurants, which is $3,600 a year. And why I use that is because I looked it up. The statistics of most Americans, they spend around $3,600 a year at restaurants. So that's why I'm using it for this example. So with the Savor One, you would get $108 back if you were to spend $3,600 within a year at restaurants using this credit card. But with the American Express Gold Card, if you were to spend that $3,600 at restaurants, you will get a total of $86.40 in statement credits. But if you were to redeem your MR points through transfer partners at 1 cent per point, you will get $144 back on the American Express Gold Card. So in the multiplier category, at face value, the American Express Gold Card would win. That's depending on how you redeem the points. But let's take a second and think about it, because if you are to redeem those points as a statement credit, then the Savor One will win. Not only that, after you have the American Express Gold Card for quite some time and you no longer have the welcome bonus, or you no longer have the retention offer that you can get after you had it for some time, and you actually have to pay that $325 annual fee, then that $144 that you just made from spending $3,600 in a year for the restaurant multiplier is no longer a benefit, because now the money you earn from that offsets from the annual fee. And the Savor One card does not have an annual fee, so you never have to think about closing that card because it isn't affecting you even if you don't use it. When the American Express Gold Card, if you don't use it, you still have to pay that $325 annual fee. So overall, I still would give the crown to the gold card for this category, simply because a lot of people look at it at face value. But if you look underneath that, then I would then give it to the Savor One. And the American Express Gold Card does have other benefits like Dunkin', Resi, and the dining credit, which you can kind of take that at your own value and kind of see how that fits in your own personal needs. So I'm not going to go too deep on that. And as far as the Savor One, it does have Capital One entertainment purchases that you can get 8% cash back whenever you use it in that way. So obviously they both have their own perks and their own benefits, but I'm not going to go that deep as far as the credits and the benefits that you get from each card. You can kind of figure that out for your own purposes and your own needs. But one of them that I do want to kind of talk about, because they both do offer it, is the Uber credits. So for the American Express Gold Card, you get $120 in Uber cash. So you get $10 in Uber cash that you could use each month, and it's 12 months in a year. So Obviously, you get $120 total. You also get 4x MR points on all Uber Eats purchases up to $50,000 per calendar year. And as far as the Savor One card goes for Uber, you get 10% cash back at Uber and Uber Eats, and for a limited time, they are even paying for your Uber One membership, which is at a value of $9.99 a month. So say you were to spend $6,000 on your American Express Gold card on Uber Eats within a year. So that means you will end up with 24,000 MR points. And if you were to redeem those MR points for statement credits, that will come out to be $144. But you also have the $120 Uber cash that you have to add to that, bringing the total value to $264. But if you were to redeem those MR points at transfer partners at 1 cent per point, then the total will be $240. But then we would have to add the 120 Uber cash to that 240, meaning you would have $360 in value coming from the American Express Gold card if you did it in that way. But say you were to spend that same $6,000 but on your Savor One card, you would get $600 in cash back. That's simple. Plus your Uber One will be covered up to that limited time. So for the Uber category, it would have to go to the Savor One because simply you get more value from the Savor One than you do the American Express Gold card. So if we had to give a overall crown, and I'm not being biased in this video, I would have to give it to the American Express Gold card for overall, but that's only if you're willing to play the game. Basically meaning if you're willing to transfer points at transfer partners, or if you're capable of hitting the welcome bonus, or if you use the card for what it's intended for. All those things count, because if you're not willing to play the MR game, or you're not willing to do everything that you have to do to get all the credits, all the points, then I would have to give it to the Savor One for simplicity, because you will get more value simply by using a card. And with the Savor One card, you never have to worry about offsetting the annual fee with a bunch of different credits and a bunch of different things that you have to remember to do every month. Just using the Uber credit, you only get $10 per month to use for the Uber credit for the American Express Gold card. And say you forget to use that 1 month, you lost that. It does not go back to the card, or it does not build up over time. That's just a simple example. So if you want simplicity and you don't want to worry about transfer partners and MR points, then obviously the Savor One would take the crown then for simplicity and having a lot of value on top of that. Me personally, if you was asked my personal opinion, I'm team cashback, so I'm on team Savor One. What team are you on, and how do you feel? And obviously I know I didn't cover everything with the American Express Gold card nor the Savor One, but if you had anything to add, comment below, let me know. But with that being said, I'll see y'all on the next one.